Hey Recipes, it's Zhang, and today I have Chef Brooke Williamson here, and we are partnering with Almond Breeze Almond Milk to bring you 3 delicious hummus grain bowls, or Buddha bowls, right?
Yeah, Buddha bowls. So these are just kind of options to prep your lunches in advance, some healthy options, but the base of all of these bowls is gonna be this hummus made with the Almond Breeze, which is, it makes it sort of this creamy, luscious, gooey, beautiful hummus. Maybe a slightly creamier texture than you're used to, but my favorite way to make hummus.
I've never used almond milk or any kind of milk in my hummus before, so I'm really excited how you create this.
So this is really a simple sort of dump and blend recipe, which are my favorite kind.
Yeah.
Don't get a lot of dishes dirty. Super simple. I have some garbanzo beans here. We'll save a few for the toppings.
Okay.
Some tahini. It's really just super flavorful ground sesame paste.
I like how it has such a unique flavor too. It really just like shines through in any kind of hummus dish.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. Will you cut that lemon for me?
Sure.
And then I have some raw garlic here. This is gonna add sort of a little punch of garlickiness to it, which I feel like is necessary in any hummus. I like a lot of lemon in my hummus.
I love anything that's tangy,
Totally.
sour.
Because of that, I also want to get the sort of flavor of the lemon. I'm just gonna zest a little bit of the rind in there.
And so if you guys don't know, Chef, I just want to call her Brooke. Let's just be informal and call her Brooke.
Yes.
So Brooke owns 4 restaurants in Playa Vista.
One in Redondo Beach, 2 in Playa del Rey, 1 in Playa Vista, and then an ice cream shop in Mar Vista.
I need to go there. How did I not know about this? But aside from that, she won Top Chef.
I did.
How amazing. So can you tell me about that experience? Because it's just like,
I mean,
so awesome.
that was an incredibly intense experience.
I'm sure.
Not one that I ever feel like I need to do again, but I'm really glad I did. Yeah, it was sort of a life-changing experience,
Yeah.
and is the reason I'm here with you today. So I'm very appreciative of it.
Oh my gosh. I give you so much props for doing that though, because I've gotten calls to do competition shows, like food competition shows, and I'm like, no.
I mean,
I will buckle under pressure. Like, I cannot do it.
It takes a very specific type of person to sort of deal with that type of pressure, and it has nothing to do with being a great chef. It's about being able to perform under that kind of pressure, which is it's a very specific pressure.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so let's close this up.
Okay.
And then we're gonna drizzle some of the unsweetened Almond Breeze almond milk into it and a little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
And then we'll season it with some salt.
Sure.
And then we'll taste it, see if it needs more seasoning.
Okay.
And we'll be ready to go. So you can kind of already see it's too thick. So I'm just gonna add some of this almond milk. And then a little bit of olive oil, just for flavor mostly. And then a couple of spoonfuls of salt. Of course, you want to make sure you season properly, otherwise you can't taste everything. All right, so we're looking for a smooth consistency. We're gonna garnish with a bunch of stuff, so we don't need the texture. Should we taste it?
Yes.
All right. I mean, it tastes pretty perfect to me, right?
Oh my gosh.
Like, maybe that's it.
That is it.
That's
it's
it,
so
right?
flavorful.
It has
it's like
enough salt.
perfectly balanced.
Right? What are the chances we got it on the first shot?
It's because you're a top chef. That's why.
That's pretty good. All right, so this is ready to go. And this will be the base for 3 different bowls. And they'll be seasonal bowls, right? Because you don't want to only be able to eat this at one time of year.
Right.
And you can top it with whatever fresh vegetables you like. So let's get to building.
So now we get to build our Buddha bowls. I have all the ingredients laid out, and our first one, I think I'm gonna call it the summer bowl, since this reminds me of like the farmer's market, really.
Yeah, so actually at the Triple, one of my restaurants, we have this summer corn salad on the menu, And one of my favorite things is fresh, raw, sweet white corn. And it literally just cut off the cob. I mix in some cilantro, some orange bell pepper, a little red onion, a little olive oil, lemon juice, and salt, and that's it. And so that's what this little combination is here.
That looks so good.
And we garnish that salad with popcorn, which I think is really fun and playful and adds another texture that people aren't expecting. And then you can season the popcorn with whatever you want. What I put on this is a little smoked paprika, a little turmeric, a little garlic onion powder. Yeah, exactly. So it's a fun way to sort of impart other flavors into your popcorn. Really, you could just eat a whole bowl of that.
Wow.
So you've laid down some brown rice.
I did.
And then right next to that, I'm gonna put our beautiful
hummus,
creamy hummus. I mean, this to me is the perfect texture. It's really creamy.
Right.
At the same time, it still has a little bit of texture in it. So this is gonna be sort of in lieu of a dressing for a different type of like salad bowl. It has so much flavor in it. It's got that garlic, it's got lemon juice, it's got a little of everything. And then we're gonna lay down this.
It is, I like how it's not super thick too, because you know how sometimes hummus can be just so thick and it's used for dipping. You're right that this could be used as a dressing or a sauce to really just
I mean, just dipping vegetables into it, but sort of using it in lieu of a salad dressing.
Right.
And you've got your protein in there, you've got your good fats, and I feel like it's a much healthier alternative to using tons of oil in a hummus, which a lot of people do.
Right.
Fresh summery tomatoes.
Gorgeous.
If you want to lay some roasted peppers over there.
Sure.
These tomatoes are beautiful. Perfect summer. Yeah. Whatever looks good to you.
Building these bowls are like one of my favorite things to do because it's like an art.
It totally is. Totally is. I like to garnish my hummus with a little bit of sesame seed.
Pretty.
Yeah. Beautiful. And then I also like to do just a drizzle of olive oil because that hummus doesn't have a lot of oil in it. You can sort of add a little bit of extra olive oil just for flavor over the top.
Yum.
And then of course your popcorn. And this kind of acts as your finishing salt.
Okay.
So instead of using a little extra salt over the top, the salt is in the popcorn and I just use that to garnish.
That's so beautiful. I would never have thought to put popcorn into like my Buddha bowl, but
I mean,
it seems really fun to have that extra element in there.
Totally, it adds
unexpected.
A crunch. And honestly, I want to eat popcorn on everything. So yeah. I put it on my chocolate ice cream. Of course, I would season it differently, but I think popcorn is a really fun, playful way to eat and garnish.
And kids would enjoy this too, I bet.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
good way to trick them into eating.
This fills up your belly, but in so many good ways.
Beautiful. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to our second one, which is called the entertainer.
Fun. Yeah. Yes.
So for this one, I guess I'll start by adding just a little bit of rice, but
you could totally leave the rice out if you didn't want to eat that many carbs or if you didn't want to fill up that much. Again, this is called the entertainer bowl, right? So this could be something that you put out like as instead of like cheese and crackers.
Right.
So we could leave the rice out of this, but for the sake of eating it as an entire meal, let's leave the rice in and spoon in our hummus. And then we'll just sort of build onto that.
So you have these pretty squash blossoms
I do.
that you brought from your garden.
I did. My son and I planted a bunch of zucchini seeds. We weren't really sure if they would grow, and they just started growing like crazy. So yesterday I noticed, this is actually just a piece of the zucchini, but I noticed that we have so many blossoms, and they're totally edible and beautiful.
They're so
they're
pretty.
kind of fun to use instead of greenery.
Do you just eat them as is?
I mean, yeah, they kind of need a little seasoning, but they're great for garnish and they taste beautiful. So we've got some really nice heirloom tomatoes here.
Okay.
And then we've got some zucchini that we can lay in, grilled off zucchini. And then, of course, for a little bit of texture, I like to add the garbanzos since the hummus is made with garbanzos. It's kind of a fun little touch. And then some chopped almonds.
Sure.
Since we've already used the almond milk in the actual hummus, we're just sort of carrying through with the flavor of the almond and some texture. Gonna add a pinch of sesame seed to that. And I like to finish it off with some olives. And I actually really like the brine of the olives, so I get the marinated olives.
Oh yeah.
You know, super simple in your local grocery store. There's always a marinated olive.
Right.
And the juice from the olive is such a beautiful brine that I add the olives with the juice. This
bowl really does remind me of a party.
Right? It's a party in a bowl.
Exactly.
And then we can garnish with these beautiful little squash blossoms, which do not need to be cooked. They add some really pretty color. Maybe a little bit more olive oil and some aged balsamic vinegar that we can drizzle over the top.
Okay.
Which is really pretty. It adds a nice like pop of acidity and some sweetness to it.
That's beautiful.
That's fun, right?
Do you want a little bit of olive oil?
Let's do a touch of olive oil, and it's like ready to go. Maybe a little finishing sea salt over the tomatoes,
okay?
Because the tomatoes weren't seasoned, and I like to make sure everything's seasoned.
Right.
And it's ready to go. So I feel like as a centerpiece, as something in the middle of a table, as something that you really just like could pack up and take with you to eat all day long, this is perfect for me.
This is so beautiful and super impressive too. If I were to go to a party and see this, I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't want to be the first one to like dig in and mess it up, but
I'll be the first one.
Okay.
All right, so we have one more bowl to do, right?
Okay, now we're gonna move on to our fall bowl, which is perfect for the next season.
Yeah. Year-round hummus.
So Brooke, I feel like this one is the perfect hearty dish for fall with all of these roasted vegetables. I tend to roast a lot of vegetables in the fall once it's like cool enough to turn on the oven.
Absolutely. I feel like roasting vegetables is the best way to preserve all that like beautiful natural sweetness and flavor in them. You don't lose anything by boiling anything out of it. And you can get a nice hard roast and they feel satisfying whether they're hot or cold.
Right.
So we'll just build this dish around the hummus because we don't need rice for this because we have potatoes, we have beets, we have a lot of really hearty vegetables. So those will be our starch.
Great.
And then we'll just sort of lay everything down around. I've got some baby kale here for some greenery, some extra freshness. And I kind of want to build that so that you can still see the hummus.
Sure.
And then we've got potatoes.
Wedges.
So
you just line them right here.
Yeah, wherever you like.
Okay.
And then we've got these beautiful beets. 3 different colors of beets here. They're gorgeous.
Yes.
And, you know, because the hummus is really sort of the star of the dish and you need the hummus there for the flavor, I don't want to completely cover it up. You kind of want it peeking out there.
Sure.
Perfect. So, yeah, I mean, this feels like a complete meal to me.
It does.
And I would garnish it again with a little bit of sesame seed, a little bit of toasted chopped almonds, and then this whole thing needs to be dressed because we have a lot of sort of bare vegetables here. So I'm gonna squeeze some lemon if you want to drizzle some olive oil.
Okay.
And put a little bit of salt over the top.
Great.
We're kind of ready to go there. And because you have that beautiful rich creaminess of the hummus from the Almond Breeze almond milk in the hummus, it's nice and creamy and rich. You know, you just need a touch of olive oil, but you do need that pop of acidity. So that's why I add fresh lemon.
Great.
And that's ready to go.
Look how colorful this is.
So easy,
it's
right?
So pretty.
Gorgeous.
So here are the bowls all together. Like you
pretty?
said, they're so colorful. I really feel healthy just looking at it.
Yeah, but not only do they look healthy and it look like you're getting, you know, all of your nutrients and all of everything that you need out of a meal, but it really keeps your palate entertained, having all these different colors and textures and flavors that you can kind of mix however you like.
Right. All right, so let's give this a try.
Let's.
Which one are you gonna try?
I'm gonna go in for the corn summer bowl.
Okay.
But of course I wanna get a little of everything. I mean, the hummus really makes it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go in for that too. So you have the corn salad at your restaurant, the triple?
At the triple, and we do it with avocado and a slightly creamier vinaigrette, but the hummus really takes place of any sort of creamy vinaigrette that you would need. So good, right?
The hummus is so flavorful. And I can't believe that we added Almond Breeze almond milk in there because I never would think to use that.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And you're adding this Almond Breeze almond milk thinking, you know, it's a healthier option. And sometimes that detracts from the flavor that you want to come out of whatever you're making. But I feel like adding the flavor, it's really the perfect flavor, and we're adding flavor for purpose, not just for a reason.
It just has so, like, there's a lot more depth to this than your typical grocery store hummus.
Exactly. Really. I feel like sometimes hummus can be lacking in flavor. And not only are we subtracting some of the unhealthier fats, but we're adding something that really amps up the flavor of the hummus.
And since we're kind of entertaining you guys right now, we'll entertain ourselves by eating the entertainer bowl.
Yes, I'm entertained. I don't know about you. I'm like excited to get another bite of this hummus. I'm really happy with how it turned out.
This one has a slightly different twist to it with the balsamic in there, so it kind of changes the profile, but it's really complimentary. Yeah,
and I like the brininess of the olive juice on there as well. I feel like it adds a completely different flavor. The base is the same for all three of these, but they all taste completely different.
Right.
So I feel like what a great way to be able to plan your whole week around one basic ingredient that you can make so many different ways.
Meal prep, guys. Another meal prep idea for you. Anyways, thank you so much, Brooke, for joining me today.
Pleasure. Thanks for letting me use your kitchen.
Fun, of course. You're welcome anytime.
Thanks for filling my belly.
Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. Comment below and let us know which bowl you would try and what you would use Almond Breeze almond milk for to be super creative like Brooke was. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Guys.